Welcome to LS Electric webinar featuring automation solution. I am Grace, your host, and on behalf of LS Electric staff, would like to thank you for joining us. Our webinar today is consisted of two sessions. First, we will cover the schematics and strengths of our products in solar pump applications. Then, continue to our latest solutions of the packaging machine, horizontal form, fill seal applications, shortened HFFS. Now, I would like to introduce our panels for the solar pump application session. Dr. Yu, our senior researcher.
Hello, my name is Hongmin.
Mr. Bae, our manager researcher.
Hi, I am Choi Bae.
Mr. Kim, our manager researcher.
Hello, I'm Chang Kim.
And Mr. Jung, our application sales engineer.
Hello, I'm Sonyo.
Our speaker today will be Mr. Jung. For any questions regarding the presentation, please leave them in the Q&A section found on your right. Please welcome Mr. Jung with a warm attention.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. I'm Sonyo, and I'm in the driver sales team of LS Electric. Thank you for this opportunity to give you this presentation about solar pump application. My presentation will be less than 10 minutes, so please bear with me, and I will do my best to make your time worthwhile. Following are the contents for today. Now, I will begin with the first page. What is a solar power in the pump? The solar pump is a pump that operates with electrical energy generated by a solar module. Solar pump application basically consists of solar photovoltaic panel, solar pump drive, and submersible pump. There are three types of systems required in the market. The first system is off-grid solar pump system where there is no electricity, and the only energy source to pump is a solar photovoltaic panel. The second system requires the drive to be operated for pump for 24 hours. During the daytime, it is mainly operated with solar photovoltaic panel, and in the nighttime, energy is supplied from the diesel generator. The third system also needs a drive to be pumped and operated for 24 hours without diesel generator, but instead, the energy is supplied from the solar panel and grid. A driver is installed in the field where electricity is supplied and mainly operates with the solar panels during the daytime and energy supplied from the grid at nighttime. Depends on the amount of solar radiation. So, what solutions does LS have? There are key features as you can see in the PPT. I would like to emphasize the part a little more details in there. The lineup is up to 500 kilowatts and of course integrated and advanced MPPT and solar PID operations are available. In conjunction with the system part, off-grid, hybrid, and MPPT plus multi-pump control. Integrated and advanced MPPT aims to find the optimal efficiency point with maximum power point tracking and make the most of the energy. MPPT performance in the solar pump system is very important because 1 hertz of power in a pump system makes a huge energy difference. MPPT works based on maximum power voltage by detecting DC voltage from the solar panel. To explain the basic MPPT operation and operation of cloudy condition with the timing chart, the drive runs at 5 Hz for 5 seconds to check if DC voltage is enough. If DC voltage is not enough, driver will wait for 5 minutes to secure DC voltage and display the warning MPPT min volt and stay at 0 Hz. If DC voltage is more than MPPT min voltage, the next step is pre-PID operation, which is minimum frequency of capable pumping. Depending on the type of pump, vertical or horizontal, MPPT field will be executed. For submersible pump, when a certain pressure of the pump is secured, the frequency of the pump must be increased gradually afterward to prevent a sudden change in the pressure of a pump. After MPPT field, alpha frequency increases to MPPT high frequency for MPPT acceleration time. If the DC voltage is lower than the MPPT min voltage in a cloudy passing condition, drive decreases the alpha frequency instantaneously and gradually accelerate during the set MPPT recovery time. If the DC voltage is continuously maintained near the MPPT min voltage, the drive decreases the alpha frequency down to the MPPT low frequency. If the DC voltage is still not enough, low voltage trip occurs. After that, the drive performs low voltage retry operation and checks whether there is enough energy again. I think this function is good. It is a function that will be applied to the site where pumping is always required. And it is key function to check when the amount of sunshine is low. And after increasing and decreasing 0.5 Hertz continuously for several times at 40 Hertz, which is minimum frequency for pumping. From the customer's point of view, since the generator does not increase the frequency above 40.5 Hertz, it is possible to purchase a generator with a small capacity, and this function will be a competitive factor as there is no need to purchase a separate controller. And this function is used in a large-scale system among the market demand system of the solar pump application. And to control MPPT for a number of pumps installed in multiple fields. Multi-master function is implemented depending on the amount of power by utilizing luminance sensor, PV panel temperature sensor, and the power is set internally by the customer's desired power setting by using the specifications of solar cell and temperature sensor. When output power reaches the customer's setting, this function performs by turning on the next pump and passing MPPT control. As far as I know, this function is not provided by other competitors, and it does not require a separate PLC or upper controller, which means it is advantageous in terms of price. So, what reference does LS have? LS Electric has many experiences applying solar pump drive in several different countries. Spain, Saudi Arabia, Lebanon, Egypt, and India. Because of COVID-19, many projects are being held. By the time Corona slowly disappears, I'm expecting to be a lot on site all over the world. So if you have questions, please ask away while I'm available to provide you with the best service. Thank you again for joining this webinar. Hope it was productive and informative for all of you.
Thank you for the presentation, Mr. Jones.
You're welcome.
I didn't know there were so many functions and systems required in solar panels. Yeah, I learned a lot. I hope you did too. Next, we prepared some interviews of our users who installed our LS drives at their solar pumps. Please enjoy.
Hello, I'm engineer Nubar from Beirut, Lebanon. I've been working in Arinco Micro Company since 8 years in industrial automation with LS products. In early days, we used other brands for solar pumping applications. When H100 was released, we compared the performance and saw a big improvement. MPPT algorithm was very efficient. H100 would start pumping earlier in the morning and stop later at night. Sometimes other inverters would stop at 5 p.m. while LS would continue until 7 p.m. H100 has multiple protection functions such as dry run that helps protect the pump and are very well implemented in software. It also has extra versatile functions such as solar PID, which allows pressure and flow control during MPPT applications. Recently, many more customers want to pump 24 hours a day by connecting to the grid or generator. We are developing a function with LS and are planning to test as soon as it is ready. I am very excited. I also heard that LS is developing functions that can control multiple pumps without the PLC in solar pumping system. I'm looking forward to using it. We had a small issue with fan failure warnings with H100, but now I'm very satisfied because LS quickly solved this case. There was a successful case of applying a water pump site with panel capacity of 145 kilowatt. The efficiency was more than 92%.
My name is Javier Garcia from Spain, BMC. We are working with LS products 20 years, and we are working with solar applications 216. We installed hundreds of applications of solar, full tanks, olives, trees, grips, and another types of irrigations in Spain, mainly in the south of Spain. The main applications is MPPT or MPPT and PID control, and the others, and we work with solar and generators, gas oil. It's a variable system and variable inverters.
Hello, we are talking from Dash Control System. We are the agent for LS Electric here in Saudi Arabia. Now I will talk about H100 inverter products used for solar application. We have many success stories with our customer for an off-grid system, solar system, or for submersible pumps. Many customers selected to use our product or H100 inverter instead of other brands. Why using LS inverter? There are many features and many customers found them in our product. First of them, and most important, it's working at low radiation, may last up to 7 o'clock p.m. and high efficiency, MPPT function, dry run features, and solar PID function for pressure or flow control, RTC features or time events, so you can scheduling the VFD or the inverter running time. There are 5 relay outputs and no need for a battery.
Thank you, interviewees, for sharing our solutions lively on site. Now we will start our FAQ right away. First question, when do we use time event function? Dr. Yoon?
Time event function. Frequency start and stop can affect the pump negatively. So, if you set the drive to run the pump during daylight hour, the entire facility can be operated without being adversely affected. It is possible to make pump operate by setting time at user's convenience.
I see. Thank you for the clarification.
Welcome.
My second question is for Mr. Kim. How can I design solar panels based on pump capacity?
Capacity is determined by number of photovoltaic cells. The number of serial connections depends on the voltage type of a drive, and the number of parallel connections depends on the output current.
Okay, can you maybe give me an example of how it works?
Yes, let's consider 5.5 kilowatts for 100 voltage type summer pump. It is generally composed of 19 serial connections and 2 parallel connections. And you look into solar module nameplate on the screen. You will know the VOC, VMP, and IMP are specified. Total VOC, VMP, and IMP will be like that. Therefore, you can make 9.2 kilowatts solar module capacity compared, which is designed at 160% power capacity compared to 5.5 kilowatt pump. One thing you should keep in mind when designing solar module system is to have enough safety margin.
Oh, so to summarize, I need to multiply the number of serial connections to the voltage and multiply the number of parallel connections to the current and then multiply them to find the power capacity, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Thank you for the detailed explanation. Then that rang the bell about the winter. How about winter when it is cold?
Well, I can answer for that.
Mhm.
I think pre-AC voltage may increase in the winter time due to the low temperature. So, appropriate number of panels in series should be considered.
I see. My third question. What should I do to keep the drive running under low solar radiation?
MPPT mean voltage is minimum voltage that should be retained for MPPT operation. And MPPT is always operated above the MPPT mean voltage.
Then what if the minimum voltage is too low? How do I make a more stable system?
In this case, MPPT mean voltage should be increased, and which makes system more stable. And default value is 450 VDC. It is recommended value that is selected through various tests and on-site verification.
Let's see.
Oh, Grace.
Yes.
Now I just heard that there are a lot of questions in Q&A section.
Really?
Wow.
Let me check. Oh, wow. That's more than I expected. Good for you. Why don't we stop the FAQ here and move on to the Q&A?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
I'll quickly skim through the most asked questions. Oh, and please note that if your questions were not dealt in this session, our LS Electric staff will send you the answers by the registered email. So my first most spotted question, Steven from Netherlands. If the output frequency fluctuates continuously, what are the countermeasures to prevent this from happening?
Answer.
Okay.
Okay.
There are many causes.
Okay.
Fluctuation frequency. I think setting AP to -61 MPPT AC time longer could be a solution. MPPT AC time means the operation time from pre-PID frequency to max frequency. If it is low, increasing frequency time is decreased and response time could be faster. However, system could be unstable.
Thank you.
Welcome.
My next question is, what are the advantages of using LS drives from other makers? Mr. Zhang, in sales perspective?
Well, LS Electric has a full lineup up to 500 kilowatts, and also the functions to operate a hybrid system and multi-pump system are differentiated, which only LS can offer.
Additionally speaking, I carried out comparative tests with other brands at site in Lebanon. LS has same frequency output was possible, even when photovoltaic power generation was as low as maybe 5.6 kilowatts, maybe.
Really?
Do you remember that?
5.6?
Yes, 5.6, you may be correct.
Oh, 5.6 kilowatts. Oh, so LS MPPT has been proved more efficient than other makers, right?
Of course. Even if weather is cloudy, a drive keeps running and try to find maximum power point.
Thank you for sharing. My next question is for Marco from Italy. What are the differences between MPPT and solar PID?
Let me answer again.
Okay.
According to solar energy, the aim for MPPT is to make maximum output. And it is used where continuous pumping is required. And solar PID is used for flow control and hydraulic control within a range of photovoltaic power generation.
Thank you. My next question is from Hisham. Is it possible to control PM motors?
Yeah, I will be speaking. Currently, S100 drive supports solar PM pump control. PM motor control is a method of high efficiency instantaneous control using sensory spectrum control.
Then what about the fluctuations during operation?
Yeah, that's a good point. One of the main points is fluctuation. So if a fluctuation occurs during operation, stable control is possible by tuning the speed control gain, ASRP gain, I think.
Okay, I think this will be my last question. It's from Paulo. What are the advantages of LS electric drives over other makers when using PM motors?
I think when the pumping amount was compared and verified at the olive pump in Spain in February 2020, the water was filled to the end of the drop-by-drop pipeline, confirming the performance equal to a superior that of a competitor.
Olive farm? The olive farm from the video?
Yeah,
Oh, I see. Now I believe that was all the time we had for Q&A. As mentioned earlier, for questions that we weren't able to deal with, our staff members will give you the answers via the registered email. Thank you, Dr. Yoon, Mr. Bae, Mr. Kim, and Mr. Jung for your time.